Hi and welcome to the new Eletter. Preparing for the new football season, the websites you need on your side. In today's Eletter, we'll be looking at the key websites to give you the edge this season. Soccerstats.com is the daddy of them all. Let's head on over there now. So we'll use the Swedish Allsvenskan because the season is up and running. As you can see, the flags for the main countries are at the top here. Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2. Just hover your mouse over. You're going to get this annoying pop-up, I'm afraid. If you're like me, I hate looking at adverts, and this is the price we pay at soccerstats.com for running an ad blocker. Just keep pressing that X. You'll get used to it after a while. So let's have a look at how you get the head-to-head research. To choose your match of interest, you can either click on the stats bit here. That'll take you direct to the head-to-head. Or you'll scroll down and you will ask the software to view stats and matches for both seasons. This actual page itself has a whole raft of information in it. I don't tend to use this page, but do look at this particular table here. It's fascinating. Goals for and goals against over 0.5. So as the season develops, you'll start seeing goal patterns. But as I say, this isn't a page that I particularly use, but it does have fantastic information. Form table, last eight matches. You'll also get goal scorers here as well, contextual averages. So a lot of fascinating stats here. Not really used, as I say, in my research. So what I do, I scroll down here, view stats and matches for both teams. Click on that, you'll get the annoying pop-up again, but it's quite simple to just press that X. And what you'll see is the form side by side, as you can see here, in date order, start of the season, last match played. Home form, away form. Over 2.5 goals has a plus on it. Clean sheets, only the 2 clean sheets, as you can see there, suggesting this lot will or could concede. Failed to score in only 2 matches. These are the scorelines at half-time as well. So you can have a look immediately, see whether you expect goals before half-time. Now, I do all the research for you, but if you want to do it yourself, this is the place to do it. Scrolling on down, you've got the current streaks and sequences. No draw in 7 at home. No draw in 6 overall. You might want to lay the late draws. It's not rocket science, is it? We're just looking for patterns. Now, if you're looking at the home side, but if you're looking at their away form, scoring and conceding, when you have a number in both of these sections, it means they're scoring and conceding, i.e. both teams are scoring. So I look for the away form for the away side, home form for the home side, because you can get Jekyll and Hyde teams who perform far better at home or even perform far better away. I don't use this comparison with the league average, but don't forget, if you're researching, home for the home side, away for the away side. This is the first goal leading and trailing. I just like to look at this because it can suggest if they concede first and they don't lose, that might be a good trading angle for us. Leading at half-time as well is another possible angle there. I don't use this particular set of stats, but do have a look in your own time. The results table, this is also known as the challenge table. This is an excellent table to use, and this is, if you want very quick research, this is the best way to do it. What will it show you? Well, you'll look at the league positions, and you can look at the team, how they perform against other teams in different league positions. For example, if Norrköping are playing against the top 3, they're highly likely to concede 3 goals, aren't they? But if they're playing against the bottom sides, they haven't scored that second goal, have they? Against 9th and lower. So they might have trouble scoring Norrköping, even against fellow strugglers. But you've got head-to-heads as well. 1-1 last time these two met. You can look at Kalmar's away form as well. And you'll note that they haven't played any side 11th and lower away from home. We've got a big question mark therefore, because they're playing a bottom 2 side today. How are they going to perform against fellow relegation threatened sides. The inference is, in having beaten 8th and 10th, that they should be able to cope. Scoring and conceding. I like to use this one, and you'll find this interesting, for over 2.5 goals. The main pattern. 100% over 0.5, so if the match is 0-0 late on, you should be expecting a goal. 100% over 0.5 means there's no 0-0s this season. Moving on down, scoring and conceding rate. I don't tend to use that too often. I only tend to personally use a certain set of statistics. So you've got everything you need. Corners. I don't do any corners trading, but if you are corners better, you've got all the information you need for corners. Goal times. Vitally important for us traders, because you might have a pattern. Don't forget, home for the home side, away for the away side. What pattern can we see here? Well, Norrköping score the vast majority of their goals second half. Kalmar score the vast majority of their goals first half. So if you're going to expect a goal from Kalmar today, it's highly likely it will come in the first half. So that gives you an angle in, doesn't it? The scores, I like to look at the half-time scores as well, because it can give you an indicator of whether you should look for a goal before half-time. How would I use this information? Well, if it's 0-0 after 10 or 15 minutes, you might want to start considering laying the draw in a half-time market. Only 1-0 at half-time at home. These are the key stats. So if you want to look at the Premier League, you can go there. As well as that, we've got stats for the leagues themselves. I don't tend to use this too often, but it can give you a good indicator of which leagues are great for goals. You'll tend to find our friends in the Netherlands tend to be absolute goal merchants, and the lower leagues as well tend to be high averages for over 2.5 goals. I don't think we got it from last year. 60% over 2.5 goals in the Eerste Divisie, 64% in the Eredivisie. That's quite a high stat. And then we've got over 3.5 goals as well, 58% in Australia. Wow. 55% in the Belgian under 21. So you're going to get the high stats for 3.5 goals majorly in these minor leagues. It's not a huge set of stats in these professional leagues. Is it 55% in the Professional Development League? Over 3.5 goals. That's a league you might want to consider for over 2.5 goal trades. Look at that, 73% of games in the English Professional Development League, which is in play. So you can use this to prepare for the new season if you want. Focus on sides. Look at that, 80% over 2.5 goals in the Kakkonen Group B. So you can formulate your own strategies. How about that? 90% in the German Oberliga Bremen. But alas, it's not that tradable. You can have a look at the matches as well. As I say, this is the daddy of them all. You can do all of your football betting and trading just using this website itself. I don't tend to use these stats here, but they are available to you. I just thought I'd make them show you them. We've got both teams to score. We've got scoring in both halves. And the great thing about soccerstats.com is the vast majority of the stats marry with the markets that are available on Betfair. So you've got a Betfair market, you've got the stats for those markets here. So it's fantastic stuff. So that's soccerstats.com, well worthy of your attention this season. From soccerstats.com, we move on to soccerway.com. This is a website I use for niche competitions. Let me show you. This really is an excellent website, particularly for European club competition, for the FA Cup, for friendlies, and for other niche tournaments. You've also got a calendar here, which will show you upcoming attractions, such as the 3rd of August, where the league proper begins, the SPL, FA Cup, and a whole raft of other leagues, Russian Premier League, Italian, Belgian Jupiler League. So you can see upcoming fixtures here. But what I use this website for is a couple of things. You can look at teams' transfers as well. So let's go on to the date I'm doing this video, 23rd, which is here. Click on a match of interest, and what I use this website for largely is European club competitions, friendlies, FA Cups, etc. Have a look at the head-to-heads just in case these two have met already. No, they haven't. And what you want to do in these unique competitions is you want to make sure that you're focusing on the competition itself. You've also got a brilliant preview here, well worth reading, and these pre-game facts could give you some very interesting betting statistics. But we'll have a look at the match itself. It's the Champions League, so we're not interested in recent form in all competitions. We want to look at the Champions League. Now you can look at the Champions League overall. You can look at Bodo Glimt at home, because they are at home today and they're quite confident, aren't they? Back in 2022, 4 consecutive wins to nil against Dinamo Zagreb was particularly eye-catching there. You can have a look at their opponent in the Champions League and their away form in the Champions League. Are there any particular patterns? Well, they haven't played too much in the Champions League. They did play Larne from Northern Ireland and won quite easily. That's got them through to this element against Bodo Glimt. What you can do as well, click on a team itself, and this will be particularly important at the start of the new season. Make sure you know your transfers in and out. Bodo Glimt, one of the lesser known sides in Norway, but one of the great trading sides in Norway. This will give you full information. For example, you've got this big absentee, Gronbach. That is relative to the league. That is a big miss, isn't it? Gronbach. So we'll have to see whether Bodo Glimt are going to be missing this player. Was he a striker? Because that might give us some importance as well. Midfielder. So obviously one of their key players, worth 15 mil. So you can do the same for the Premier League as well. You can search for your teams up here. Tottenham, for example. Tottenham Hotspur. And then you can have a look at the team news by clicking on transfers. Make note of any big guns in and out. So far, A. Gray from Leeds, 47 million. And Dragusin from Genoa, 25 million. Relative to the spend in the Premier League with their silly money. That's probably the standout there, Mr. Gray. Any major players out? Well, Rodon to Leeds, 11.8 million. Ivan Perisic has gone back to Hajduk Split, probably end his retirement. Velits to Sevilla. Eric Dyer, Bayern Munich on a free. He's already gone, hasn't he? So there's no huge absentees. Reguilon to Brentford on a loan. Hugo Lloris off to LA for his retirement boost. So that's soccerway.com. It's a niche website. I would recommend you use it for any cup competitions, international football, and competitions where you need to filter out by competition, as I've already showed you. And from soccerway.com, where do we move next? fcstats.com. I've already talked to you about the challenge table, but there will be some countries at soccerstats.com where there is no challenge table. You do need the challenge table. It's a vital piece of information. Let me show you fcstats.com. So this is fcstats.com. If you go to the leagues here, we're going to go again to a league which has had a few matches under their belts, the Swedish Allsvenskan. Make sure you click on the regular season, 2024. Choose your team of interest or your match of interest. We've got Norrköping and Kalmar coming up. You can either click on this head-to-head itself or you can click on the individual team. All I use this website for myself is the challenge table at the base. Again, it gives you an indication of how these teams play. We've already looked at this at Soccer Stats, but this is another website you can get the challenge table where it's not available at Soccer Stats, such as the Danish Super League, Croatian HNL1 League, etc. It's got some other bits and bobs, but as I say, Soccerstats.com is my main focus in the football season, but you might find something to interest you here. It's colour coded. You might find that interesting. As you can see, no clean sheets away for Kalmar. No clean sheets away for Norrköping. Look at these, only 2 clean sheets for Norrköping, only 1 for Kalmar. So that you don't expect a 0-0, do you, for this particular match? FCstats.com, make sure you know this website for its challenge table. There are a couple of extra elements. Longest streaks. If you want to follow teams, longest win streak, Al Ali of Cairo. Shanghai Port in the Chinese Super League. Istiklal in the Visha League in Belarus. Maryland Bobcats, of course. So we all love the Maryland Bobcats, don't we? So this will get you the longest winning streak. Home as well. Vikingur Gotha in the Faroe Islands. Al Ali continue 8 consecutive home wins. Now you can use this to your benefit. You can either keep backing until they lose, or you can look to lay them, because these longest winning streaks can't continue, can they, forever? So that's FCstats.com, primarily used for the challenge table. And from FCstats.com, we'll move to TotalCorner.com, which is your free in-play stats feed. We'll also take a look at WilliamHill.com as well. Yes, the bookies can help you. In-play stats are vital this season, particularly if you're like me, trading in play. Stats will give you a look at how the match is unfolding. The reason I like TotalCorner.com, it's free, and you've got all matches on the one page, which you'll have with the paid for in-play stats feeds, which I tend to use paid for feeds because they've got some great additional bonuses. But here, you've got the key stats. The key stats you need are the corners, the shots on, the shots off target. But the problem with this, as you'll see, where are our shots on and shots off target? We've got dangerous attacks, which is excellent. Total goals. But where's the shots on and off target? And you'll find them. Let's have a look. Go to the stats section here. And this is the negative about having a free stats feed. You get your shots on target, shots off target here. 4 shots on, 3 off, compared to 1 shot on, 4 off. Who do you think's the dominant side here? And you can see the score at 0-1. With 4 shots on, 3 off, there's a possibility of the home side pushing for an equaliser. Attacks are very similar. Dangerous attacks, more for the home side, who are, as I say, a goal down. So if you get this information, it suggests that the home side might be able to equalise. William Hill is an adequate alternative if you don't want to pay for an in-play stats feed. Well, there is one available at £10 per month, but I'll go into that in the live chat webinars in August. So you go to williamhill.com. You're looking at today's footy. Or you can go to the in-play section here if you want, if there's any football on at the moment. Hopefully it'll show us some in-play stats, mostly friendlies. But click on your match of interest. Celta Vigo, Sporting Gijón, a couple of famous sides in Spain. And this is a really good layout. The only negative here, as you can see, compared to TotalCorner.com, these are just individual matches. So you don't have a whole list of matches on the one page. But you can get you've got your shots on target, 2-0. Shots off target, 2-0. So dominating early on, Celta Vigo. If Sporting Gijón haven't had a shot on or off target, suggesting they've had a penalty perhaps. No, they haven't. No penalty awarded. I like this shots on woodwork stat because if, let's say, for example, it's 1-0 to Celta Vigo and Sporting Gijón have had 4 shots off on the woodwork, the inference is that they are mighty close. Corners is vitally important as well. Dangerous attacks is a good gauge, but this is all the stats you need for in-play trading and betting. WilliamHill.com, an ample alternative to paid for in-play stats feeds. Vitally important if you're going to be trading or betting in play, you must have an in-play stats feed. Otherwise, you're betting blind. So let's have a look at the next website, soccer24.com. This is your workhorse live scores website. You'll see me using this every single trading session I have at footballtradingprofits.com. It's like soccerstats.com. This is a brilliant website. And more importantly, it's completely and utterly free. This website pretty much has everything that the football trader or better in play needs. You've got the pre-match odds, which you need. Let's say, for example, RFS score first. You'll know that the underdog have scored first and there's a possible angle in. These odds will always be available to you. As you can see, let's have a look at the lives. Well, these are Australian football, so they don't have the odds here. What I like to do is I pick out odds on favourites because the market's already done the work for you. Odds on favourites from a decimal point of view, any team under evens 2.00. What happens with these starred matches, they go into the My Games facility here and you will be alerted whenever a goal has come up with a box and also a specific sound, which I'm unable to show you at the moment because there's not any great football of interest. So you can see I've set myself up for football today when I'm doing this video. Danish Super League, well, these are matches already played. We've got the Scottish League Cup, which is eminently tradable. And a couple of friendlies caught my eye, Inter Milan and Roma. So put them all into the My Games facility and you can actually just focus on these games yourself. And it gives you a better chance of picking a particular winner or two. This is not the end of soccer24.com. Ordinarily, it'll provide you with research for specific matches as well. We won't get any here at the moment. The research will start coming in the major leagues, and you'll see the word preview here. And the research it's superb. Absolutely free, but world class. You'll see the previews coming up. The important thing to note with these previews, they will disappear at kickoff time. So make sure that you're reading these previews. I can't show you any at the moment because we don't have any of the elite football on where the previews are presented to us. As you can see, Australia and all the rest. But once the season begins, you will have previews available at soccer24.com. I would recommend you read them. Brilliant, brilliant free research. That's not all. As you can see, we can go forward and backwards. But let's go on to today. I can't show you the huge benefits you'll get here because there's not any hugely interesting football on at the moment. But if you click on the scoreline, you get the stats. Another in-play stats feed that you can use for free. This has a good visual representation. You're looking at red. Red is positive, black is negative. Look at the far right-hand corner. Goal attempts, shots on, shots off, corner kicks. Who's dominating this match? The Wayside Perth Glory, isn't it? Dominating. If you tally that in with the pre-match odds are here. 1.8 the favourite. So the home side was the favourite, but it's the Wayside who have been performing the better. And you can split these stats by first half and second half as well. Lineups will be vitally important at the start of the new season. So you've got them available here. Also important for substitutions as well, because the substitutions can change the game. Injuries important as well. They'll be at the bottom here. Any important injuries, if there's any big guns out. Summary, well, you'll get that here. Who scored the goal? This is important as well because if an underdog has scored first, did they score via a penalty perhaps? Or was it an own goal? You'll be alerted here if it was a penalty or an own goal. And that might suggest to you that they're a bit lucky to be leading. You've got head-to-heads as well. It shows you the recent form as well as the form when these two sides are meeting each other. You can see an obvious both teams to score pattern in recent matches. Possibility of a side scoring 2 goals as well. So that draw could be vulnerable, couldn't it, at some stage? If head-to-heads continue as they have done since February 2022, where at least one side has scored 2 goals or more. So that draw might be vulnerable. This is how I use these stats to look for an angle in. Red cards as well can change games. When did the red card come? It's just come now. So that should suggest that Perth Glory, who we saw were dominating, highly likely to end this draw. And if you lay the draw here now, with the red card in play, Perth Glory score the next goal, you're going to make a nice trading profit. And look at this, as I'm talking, you see this wonderful red dot. It's a great news when you're a trader. Let's just see if we've got a goal from Perth Glory. Was it a penalty? Because it's a bit too near. Indeed it is. So we couldn't have benefited from this, which is a real pity. But you could have laid the draw second half on the head-to-head basis that at least one team will score at least 2 goals, as you've seen. So there's plenty of info here, plenty of inferences you can make in order to profit. It is a brilliant website, soccer24.com. It is the primary website that I use for my football trading. You'll see it in these footballtradingprofits.com live chat webinars. This is my go-to website. It's got everything you need. Quite brilliant. And did you know they've got a tennis version as well, particularly useful for Grand Slam tennis trading. Brilliant stuff. Soccer24.com. And from Soccer24.com, we'll give a couple of honourable mentions. These are sites I don't use that often because soccerstats.com, for me, it has all the stats I need. But footystats.org is an excellent website. Let me just show you that one. Well, you can go as deep as you want in here. Old Michael Owen does his football trading here as well. He endorses Footy Stats Premium, old Michael Owen. He's been given a whole bag of money, of course, to say that. You've got your both teams to score stats. This is for, I think, your traditional bettors. If you like corners, bets, niche markets, both teams to score, over 2.5 goal stats, yellow and red card stats. This is all really for bettors. And I suppose for spread bettors as well, because you can spread bet card points, corners as well. Expected goals. I'm not a big fan of the expected goals ratio. I don't find it useful at all. I've done 10 years of trading without using XG. I find zero benefit for it personally, and I'm not too keen to look into it. But if you are, the XG explanation here is brilliant. This website has loads and loads and loads of stats. Whatever you find of interest, off you go. Women's football stats, probably a high goal count, I would suspect. Matches coming up, you can do a little bit of research there. Predictions. I would use these predictions as a sounding board. I wouldn't personally follow these myself, but you can use it as a sounding board. If you have the same idea, then it can give you some confidence to follow it up. Have a look at the profitable. I don't know what that means. I think it's one particular user is making money from this, but if you're backing at these kind of odds, goodness me. Mathematical predictions. I haven't looked into any of this, so up to you. That's why I give it an honourable mention. It's a brilliant website. Got everything you need. Here's the matches. It's got back testing as well. It's all a little too many bells and whistles for me. I don't need personally all of this info, but if you want to have a look round and if you can find a profitable angle, off you go. Look at this: 100 fixtures tested, under 0.5 goals, plus 2.2490, which is unbelievable. So do have a look. Read more if you want to have a look at the back testing. This is why I've given this website an honourable mention. I've already alluded to sounding boards, and this is why I've put in freesupertips.com. Let's have a look at that website. Now, this is purely a sounding board. It's an advertisement-filled website. It can get a little annoying. As you can see here, pop-ups here, pop-ups there, bookmakers here, bookmakers there. But they research a lot of the matches that you might find an angle in. Use it as a sounding board. Any match you've got an interest in, they have someone here who will research it for you. So if you fancy a tilt at the Scottish League Cup, you can just have a quick look at some pretty decent research. I don't know if Aaron Rogan has a good record, but if you agree with what Mr. Rogan has said, then that might give you some confidence in placing a particular bet on a particular scoreline. You've got the reasoning here as well. Alloa lost 4-0 at home to St Johnstone in this competition last year. So -1, Asian handicap. So if you like the reasoning, have a go. This is why I call it a sounding board. It researches a huge amount of football. So give it a good go. I personally don't use this website myself too often. But if you want a sounding board, as I say, if you want research to be done for you for free, off you go. You had a little preview of the next slide. Honourable mentions again, whoscored.com and transfermarkt.com. Let's have a look at these two websites. Again, a few too many bells and whistles for me with whoscored.com, but it is a brilliant, brilliant website. And it's got tons of information. Under 2.5 goals in 15 of San Lorenzo's last 16 matches. Wow. So you've got some really good, strong stats for upcoming football. You've also got the qualifiers coming here. You can click on a team, have a look at them individually. Bodo Glimt, spelt wrong, I think. They've added an E in there. You've got the squad, expected goals. Again, I'm not interested in expected goals myself. But have a good look around this website. It gets an honourable mention. It's got statistics as well, which we all love, of course. Bayer Leverkusen, absolutely mental. 18.2 shots per game. Wow. That's all you can say to that. That's from last season. This might give you a clue as to what to look at for this season. It's all the usual suspects, of course, from this shots per game per goal percentage. Not percentage, but shots per game. Quite outstanding. You can put these in order. Liverpool. Well, I wonder if that's going to be different under the new manager. So this could give you something to look at for the upcoming season. Player stats as well. So superb stuff, and it'll get really busy, of course, when the new season kicks off. Previews again. You can't have enough previews. So if you find a match that you're interested in, just give it a click, and you'll have the preview coming up here. It's a brilliant website. Missing players. This is a really good element of this website. Once you get into the Premier League season, for example, and we've got team news here, with a small squad at their disposal, changes will be limited in spite of defeat last time out. So we've got some key information. We've got a prediction here as well, with reasoning, which I like. But I don't know if Sean McGinley has a good record or not. But again, use this as a sounding board. Free bets, top facts is an excellent aspect of this as well. This is where you'll find the very strong sequences. Lekkidad have lost their last 8 matches. Lekkidad have won the last 6 home matches against CD Jaguars, I suspect. So that suggests, in having lost their last 6, they've got a good opportunity to get back to winning ways. That's how I would read into that. So it's as much information as you want to use for all the major leagues. Brilliant stuff. News as well. Could show you some transfer news. You get the transfer news in this next website as well. So whoscored.com is a brilliant, brilliant website. Chock full of stats. It's going to come alive once the season proper starts. This is leftovers from last season. All team stats as well. Feyenoord was the best side. Oh, that's played 6. I don't know what this is. All team stats. Have a good look through anyway. We'll have a look at Transfermarkt now. This is crucial at the beginning of every season and in January as well. Transfers and rumours. You need to know, as I mentioned in a recent e-letter, who's going where, who's left, the latest transfer. Any big names Manu Sanchez left Celta Vigo. We're looking for big sides, missing big players. Che Adams is out of Southampton. He's gone to Torino. Is he going to be a major absentee for the Saints? He's the most famous name so far. Højbjerg is off to Marseille, defensive midfielder. Moving on down, a few other non-specific players I don't know very well. But once we get to the start of the new season, you're going to start seeing some major transfers in and out. It's important that we know our transfers in and out and our managers in and out as well. Transfermarkt will help you in that regard. Well, you're already signed up, but to footballtradingprofits.com/free letter. Sign up today. You'll get these free videos. And go to youtube.com at footballtradingprofits. At footballtradingprofits. So make sure you sign up, subscribe to the channel. We do a review preview video every single day looking at the matches upcoming. And I'll show you the research, etc. Oh, we've got... I better... So I'll just reply to that. So please like and subscribe. That way you'll be alerted when a new video comes up. Okay. Footballtradingprofits.com at youtube.com/at footballtradingprofits. You'll get videos like this, and I will be doing 2 free live chat webinars every month during the main football season. These are in-depth football trading. You'll see me trade in front of your very eyes. You'll see the techniques in action. You don't even have to be a member of Football Trading Profits, but as a member, you'll get all of my live chat webinars. There'll be 8 of them per month, plus some additional ones during the week. And you get these Eletter videos, which will look at specific parts of football, techniques, new strategies, green screens, lessons learnt. We've got lessons and profits videos, got all sorts for you. So please make sure you like the videos, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. That way you'll be alerted whenever I drop a new video for you, as I'm doing today. Bit of a long video, but I think it's a worthwhile video to do. Have a great day. I'll see you at youtube.com/at footballtradingprofits. And if you want to join, we've got a free 10-day trial. Head on over to footballtradingprofits.com. Take your free trial out. 3rd of August, Scottish Premier League. 10th of August, English Championship, English League One, English League Two. 17th of August, Premier League. And the week after, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, Spanish La Liga, all kicking off. Fantastic stuff. So welcome to the new football season. If you want me to do all of the heavy lifting for you, go to footballtradingprofits.com. Take out the free trial.